What's going on, everybody? So let's just start off. If you haven't seen my face, this is it. I mean, most of the people that watch our videos to start off are just our friends, but this my ugly ass face. So, um, I'm sorry. This is what you're gonna have to be staring at for the next however long I do this. Hopefully, a very long time. Um, Basically, just to explain everything. The podcast that was on this channel is gonna move to iTunes and Spotify for those who don't have iPhones. Just makes it a little easier. The whole YouTube thing is a good idea. It's a good way to get noticed, get subscribers, get likes, comments. But I don't I don't think a whole lot of people are sitting there watching a 45-minute video on YouTube with no like it's just us talking. It's kind of hard, and then me just putting pictures over pictures and just editing it was a pain in my ass. So it literally took me like 4 hours to edit, but it's just gonna be so much easier for us to do it on iTunes. So if you still want to support our podcast, and it helps you in any way fantasy wise, it will be on iTunes. It will be on Spotify. I will put the link in the YouTube channel below. Um, but for this channel now, we are just gonna. I'm just gonna be doing like recaps of like the NFL basically, and maybe some like stardom situms. I don't know. That's kind of what I want to do with this, and just talk about like some NFL news, like anything that pops up. Like I want to. Obviously, I probably won't be the first person you hear from, but I will give my perspective as fast as I can. I might upload like if something big happens, I might upload like 2 to 3 times a week. I'll try to upload as much as I can. Just because it'll honestly be so much easier for me to edit a video than it was to edit that podcast and just adding all that crap. So today's it's just gonna be like a little. It's just really an update video of what's happening. I'm gonna talk a little bit about some things that I want to talk about. First off, I'm just gonna talk about Tyreek Hill not being suspended, which kind of blows my mind. It sucks for people who were gonna draft him higher because he was probably gonna fall down some draft boards, probably to like the third or fourth round. So people were just really hoping that he wasn't gonna get suspended. So now the news is out, I honestly don't see him going further than second round, like early second. Um, I I wouldn't doubt he goes in the first round, maybe ninth or 10th pick. I think he was the best receiver last year in fantasy. And he has Patrick Mahomes throwing to him in that high-powered offense. With Michael Hardman now, I don't know where I would draft him. I feel like he could still be a sleeper. He's got the speed. He's like 6 foot. Sammy Watkins is always getting hurt, so he could be the second receiver for that team, even with Tyreek back. So I would probably still I would say he's like a sleeper now. Maybe he can go. He'd probably go from like the 10th round back. So I would keep your eyes on Michael Hartman maybe as a sleeper. The next thing I just want to talk about real quick is Zeke and Melvin. More Melvin Gordon I've heard about holding out because he thinks he deserves 80 million a year, which I mean don't get me wrong, Melvin Gordon is a stud running back, but he I just feel like he hasn't proved it health wise. He's always getting hurt, which sucks. I don't see how they could pay him and just feel comfortable about it. With pretty good last 2 seasons, he scores a lot of touchdowns too. So he usually gets around 1,000 yards, gets a decent amount of receiving yards. So he's a pretty complete back. It's just his health. But I just don't know, man. I just don't see him being worth 80 mil. I also don't see him missing time, and I don't think that's gonna happen. I think they're gonna sign him to something. They're gonna figure it out. But it kind of shakes up the fantasy draft because he's a first round running back usually, and a lot of drafts that are gonna happen. So it's it could be like a Le'Veon Bell type situation, which sucks because I mean most people want to see Melvin Gordon play, even if you're not a Chargers fan, and there's not a whole lot of Chargers fan. Have you seen those stadiums? Yikes! They literally in the playoffs and nobody watching. So, um, but that's why they're moving to LA. So, uh, but yeah, I don't know, man. It's tough. And then with Zeke, I haven't heard a whole lot on Zeke. I don't think he's gonna hold out. He's been through too much in the league to want to sit out some more. Like, I think he loves to playing football for the Dallas Cowboys, and they have a lot to prove. I think they're a underrated team that can make the playoffs. So, um, I don't know. I don't see Zeke holding out as much. I don't see him being a big worry as much as Melvin Gordon. But those are two first round uh, running backs right there. So it's kind of sketchy. Like we get Tyreek Hill back receiver wise in the first round potentially, but we might be drafting without Zeke and Melvin Gordon. So I don't know. It kind of sucks because the running backs are kind of slim anyways. But that's just my thought on it. I don't think Zeke's holding out. Melvin Gordon kind of scares me. I hope something happens before the season starts. I would hate, if anything, like they could sign him like game 4 and he could be a sleeper. Like he could go fourth round, just like Tyreek Hill kind of was, or fifth round, and you can get a steal out of that. But that's basically just my thoughts on it. But yeah, so if this is like you guys want to see this, it's just me, no more Blake. Obviously, I'm still doing the podcast with Blake, and it's gonna be the exact same thing over there. But this is just me. Um, so if you guys want to know like news as it happens, or it'll be a little bit after, just like my thoughts on everything that happens in the NFL, then subscribe, like it for me. That'd be great. Comment some things. I don't know yet. You don't have to comment on this video, but I mean, I guess you could comment like, what's your thoughts? Do you think Melvin Gordon deserves 80 million a year, and maybe where you would draft Tyreek Hill, like spot? So um, everything helps. I'm sorry for this crappy lighting. Like, look at this. Ooh, ooh, so annoying. It's like 4 o'clock right now, 5 o'clock, so the sun's literally in my face. But um, yeah, if you guys made it this far, I appreciate it. I hope you like what the new channel provides. So yeah, deuces.